Hello guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me today for this Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory 2021 DVD review I'm going to do for you. So I watched this last night in a kind of wrestling pay-per-view marathon with two other wrestling DVDs, which you'll see the video for later, I guess, because I'll be uploading it with this one. So yeah, this is the artwork. Christian Cage with the Impact Championship on his shoulder on the left hand side there, and we have Josh Alexander there, looked all psyched up, ready for the match, ready for the main event of Bound for Glory on the right hand side. And as I said yesterday during the unboxing, I love the electric blue kind of color. That's what I describe it as. It's probably got a name, a different colored name, but I'm going to go with electric blue. And the arena and like the color of the ropes, all the same kind of electric kind of blue, and it put me in a relaxing mood watching the pay-per-view itself, because it is a really good I don't know, it's just me. I like the color, and it just got me all relaxed and wow, this really goes well, and I don't know, a really chilled kind of feel to it. Here's the disc, same as the front cover, and the spine. And with the back here. So Bound for Glory 2021 was a night that will not be soon forgotten. From a sold-out Sam's Town Casino in Las Vegas, the stars were out for the biggest night of the year. Championship matches, rivalries settled, and amazing moments all took place on this one incredible night. Relive the action, the drama, and the magical night that was Bound for Glory 2021. Now, before we go over the matches, I wanted to say I was shocked in the DVD menu. They had extras for this Bound for Glory. One of the extras is there on the back, the Digital Media Championship match, which I'll cover in a second. But they also had the Hall of Fame induction for Awesome Kong, and I thought that was absolutely amazing. It was part of the countdown show, yeah, but they had it separate in the extras menu, and I thought, what a lovely addition it is to the Bound for Glory collection. I was really chuffed to see that, and it's not even listed on the back. Maybe that's something they could look to do in the future if they're going to continue to put extras on Impact DVDs again. But yeah, it's a shame it's not mentioned on the back. So it was quite a surprise for me to see that. And yes, I obviously watched the countdown show and the extras first before the main show. And speaking of the extras and the kickoff show, the countdown show, whatever you want to call it, we had the Digital Media Championship. So Chelsea Green versus Jordan Grace versus Madison Rayne versus Crazy Steve versus Falaba versus John Skyler. So with this match, we were going to crown the first ever Digital Media Champion, and this is like a mixed gender title, how I can describe it anyway. And it was an okay match. We had Jordan Grace picking up the victory to become the first ever Digital Media Champion. She was very impressive in the match as well. She managed to take Falaba off his feet. It was incredible. And Falaba, not being rude, he's a very big wrestler. Huge. He must be about 400 pounds, something along that kind of weight class. Jordan Grace managed to take him off his feet. She's one hell of a superstar, Jordan Grace, and I think the correct wrestler won this match, and it was good to have her as the first ever Digital Media Champion. So yeah, I take my hat off to her for that. She did very well. So well done, Jordan Grace, for that. I give this match a 3 out of 5. It wasn't like one of those classic matches, but it was simple and we crowned ourselves a new champion. And like I said, the right wrestler won. Next up, we had Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. So Decay had their Knockouts tag titles on the line against The Inspiration. The Inspiration had annoying but yet catchy theme entrance. I can't remember who performed it. It was Harley somebody. I can't remember her name, so I do apologise for that. And no, it wasn't Harley Quinn. But yeah, the Inspiration, they come across as quite annoying to me, but that's just my opinion. I felt Decay pretty much dominated the tag match. Oh, and I've done it again, guys. Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers throughout this as well. So I do apologise, but it's the only way I can elaborate. But anyway, continuing on. Decay. Yes, they dominated that match pretty much. I don't think the right team won, but I can see why the Inspiration picked up the victory, but I didn't agree with it. They could have had like a DQ finish or something. I don't know, but it sucked that Decay didn't retain their Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. This one gets a score of 2.5 out of 5. X Division Championship. So we had Steve Macklin versus Trey Mcgill versus El Fantasma. Very awesome match, definitely. Before I go into it a bit more, I just wanted to say I was shocked the amount of F-bombs that were in this pay-per-view. I didn't realise that not Bound for Glory, Impact Wrestling had changed their language barrier now for more mature audiences. But yeah, we had 2 or 3 F-bombs throughout this whole pay-per-view. One of them was in this match. Steve Macklin said something like, "I'm going to fucking kill him now," to the crowd, quite loud on audio as well, with the microphones and that picking it up as he went to do a move on El Fantasmo. I don't know what Steve Macklin's finishing move's called, so I do apologise for that. But yeah, all 3 of these put on a great show for this X Division Championship, which was vacated by Josh Alexander after he chose to do option C, so he could get his Impact World Championship match. But yeah, the 3 of these, all 3 of them deserved to win the match. They all put on a good show. I find El Fantasmo's offense quite questionable, seeing as he tried to use a nipple twist on Steve Macklin. I mean, what the fuck's that all about? But other than that, yeah, it was a very good match. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. So yeah, check that one out, guys, definitely. Next up, we had Heath and Rhino versus Violent by Design's Diener and Joe Doran. Sorry, a spoiler again because the question mark's there next to Heath and question mark. But yeah, it was Rhino. But Heath, the match itself, it wasn't that long, and Rhino only came out at the end, so it was basically a handicap match. That's how it felt. Rhino come out like just before the end. He gored Doran, and then he gored Diener, and then Heath and Rhino picked up the victory. I give this one a 2 out of 5. It didn't really appeal to me that much. It could have been just done on a episode of Impact, maybe. Next up, we had Call Your Shot Gauntlet, which is basically like a Royal Rumble ripoff. But I don't mind it. It's quite fun. The winner gets a title shot of their choosing, so any title they want, anytime they want to cash it in. So it's like a mixture of Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank, I guess. That's one way I can explain it. But I do apologise if I'm wrong at saying that. But yeah, we had both knockouts and male wrestlers participate in it, which is good because obviously it's any title that you can cash in the opportunity with. So yeah, that ranges from like the Knockouts World Championship, the Knockouts Tag Championship, the X Division Championship, the Digital Media Championship, the Impact World Tag Team Championship, and obviously the World Championship of Impact as well. It was okay. I don't usually like battle royals, I guess, if you want to call it that, but it was more of a Royal Rumble feel. Like I said, you have like a timer for every minute or so another superstar would come out. We had the Demon show up from WCW. That was quite shocking. And I thought I know Kiss owned the rights to the gimmick a little bit, but I thought WWE did as well when they purchased WCW. So I was quite shocked about that, and maybe that's something I got to look into, because something ain't right there with the rights to that gimmick. But I didn't mind though, because it was good to see Del Torborg back portraying the Demon for the first time in like 20 years or whatever it is. And yeah, that was quite a shock. We had sorry, I'm trying to think of her name. Alicia Edwards help her husband Eddie to try and eliminate W. Morrissey. W. Morrissey took quite a beating, but he did well. He came out last, 20th, I think it was, and I kind of wanted him to win this, but instead it went to Moose. Did Moose deserve to win it? Maybe, but I think he's been like a yo-yo, going back, up and down, backwards and forwards with the main event scene, the world title picture for the last X amount of years. And I thought it's got tiresome, and maybe he should like go and do different things and with a different promotion now, or just maybe start his own faction or go for the tag titles with somebody. But no, he won it. He wasn't the guy I would have picked. Like I said, I'd like W. Morrissey to have won it, or the Demon, but it is what it is. I give that one a 3 out of 5. We had Impact World Tag Team Championship on the line next. So we had the Good Brothers defending their tag titles against Finjuice and the Bullet Club. And it was good to see the Bullet Club in Impact Wrestling. They've got quite a name for themselves over said amount of years, X amount of years or whatever. And yeah, this was a fun match. I didn't mind it. Sorry. We had the Good Brothers retain. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. We had the Knockouts World Championship on the line. So Deonna Purrazzo defending her title against the legend Mickie James, Hardcore Country. So this was an okay match. I thought it was going to be better than what it was, and obviously I haven't watched all these matches in full until I did last night. It wasn't, as I said, it wasn't as good as I anticipated. I give it a 3 out of 5, and that was a very generous 3 out of 5 because I was hesitant. I was thinking maybe a 2.5. It just seemed very slow paced. I thought it was going to be better than what it was. Mickie James, it's good to see her back, as I said, and to win the Knockouts Championship from Deonna Purrazzo. That's pretty badass. Speaking of Deonna, she had like another championship as well. I think it was like a Mexican promotion championship. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below about that one, guys, because I can't remember what title that is now. But yeah, that wasn't on the line though, obviously. Yes, so moving on to the main event then. Christian Cage defending the Impact World Championship while being a wrestler for AEW against Josh Alexander, who cashed in option C when he gave up his X Division Championship. And we had Josh Alexander's son and wife in the audience, which was a nice touch. It was a shame, before I go into the match, it was a shame that Kenny Omega couldn't defend the title against Josh Alexander instead. That would have been absolutely amazing. Nothing against Christian Cage. It was good to see him back in the Impact Zone for the first time in, what was it, about 7 years or something? But yeah, maybe longer than that. Sorry, guys. He was retired for 7 years, wasn't he? But yeah, he was. Maybe it was about 10 years then he hasn't been in it. But it doesn't matter. He was back, and they both put on a good match. It wasn't as good as what I thought it was going to be, though. It felt a bit slow in places, but Christian, he's put on good matches before, but he just didn't seem suited to this main event. I don't know what it was. It just didn't seem like Christian. I give the match itself a 4 out of 5. It did pick up pace towards the end. Josh Alexander picking up the victory to become Impact World Champion. We had a nice celebration in the ring. He invited his wife and son in and had a little celebration, which lasted for about a minute or so. And then out of nowhere, we had Moose handing in his trophy from his Call the Shot Gauntlet win earlier in the evening to the referee. He took out a shocked Josh Alexander, who wasn't expecting it. Josh was like, what the fuck? And that was it. Moose, 1, 2, 3, becomes your new Impact World Champion. So 2 new champions in the space of a few minutes on the main event of what is arguably Impact's biggest pay-per-view of the year. It kind of sucked, that moment. It really did. And to add insult to injury, we had Moose stand over Josh Alexander while he's led on the floor while his wife and son were trying to tend to him, holding the Impact Championship up. I thought this was a disgusting way to have Josh Alexander win only to lose it mere minutes later. He worked so hard to get to where he had got to by winning that Impact World Championship, and that absolutely sucked. It really did let it down. I wish that Moose did that on a different pay-per-view. It kind of reminds me of that WrestleMania 31 cash-in by Seth Rollins, with the Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns match. But anyway, my overall score for this then is a 7.5 out of 10. It did have its highs and it did have its lows. Like I said, that at the end really did let it down for me. And there was a few matches that weren't that great, like the Heath and Rhino against Violent by Design match I didn't really think much of. Don't get me wrong, I do like all of those wrestlers. They're pretty cool, but the match just didn't seem right, that one. I thought this was going to be like a contender of one of my favourite ever Bound for Glories. Maybe I just need to go back and watch it again and accept what had happened at the end. I think that's what's ruined it for me a little bit. But on the plus side, we had the Hall of Fame induction as an extra. That was cool. And obviously the relaxing electric blue. I love it. But yeah. 7.5 out of 10 then, guys. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. Please feel free to like, and if you haven't done so, subscribe. I'll be very grateful. And hi to my new subscribers. I know I keep saying that, but I am grateful, guys. Keep subscribing if you haven't done so. I love making new friends, meeting new wrestling fans. And you help support my channel and encourage me to want to do this even more. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. You take good care of yourselves. And I'll see you again soon. Peace.